as an eportfolio system. It used to be your portfolio of evidence was a folder where you'd print your evidence out in a bit of paper and you'd slide it into the right section, and there'd be a few tables at the start where you would reference which document relates to which of your units or KSBs. And now this is all done digitally, which is great because it's more efficient and effective and easier to take care of all the admin. However, there is a little bit of a learning curve at the start. So I'm going to show you how you would upload evidence to your portfolio on Onefile. Just to start though, let's make clear what your evidence is. So your evidence is a file, can be of any type, but it's most often going to be a written file of some kind, like a Word document, but it could also be audio recording, an image, PDF, whatever it might be. And it's a document which proves you're competent at performing certain skills and tasks in the workplace. And so this is how you'd add this to your Onefile portfolio. So to start with, you go to your Onefile homepage and you'd select on Assessments or Upload Evidence, which is here. If you have any assessments that have been set and is pending, it will show there. And it'll bring you to a page a bit like this. So if you have any assessments which are planned by your assessor, they will show here. There is the tab to show between you can see a list of your completed task or tasks which are planned in the future. But this shows that there's no pending tasks. You can create your own assessment by selecting Create Assessment. You'd start off by selecting the primary assessment method. So let's go for reflective accounts. That's a story of a time where you've completed that task. And then it'll ask for a title. So in this example, I'm going to say running month-end management report. You've got the option to holistically assess against multiple criteria or separately against individual criteria. This just depends as to what you've planned for this assessment. Are you mapping it into outcomes as a whole or to individual criteria? And for you, this would say you'd want to tick the learner to start. And you'd select the Start Assessment button. So it's already got the information we've entered in the last page here. You may have a secondary assessment method. So let's say your reflective account also had images and screenshots in it. You could select Work Product, as that is what Work Product evidence is. It's screenshots and images of your files that you've produced. You may also have witness testimony that's been added to this. This is a mentor or an expert in your workplace who has been able to confirm that you've completed these tasks. And you could tick witness testimony. So the system can recognise that one piece of evidence may have different assessment methods within it. The next part is to select the criteria. What you're doing here is saying this file, this piece of evidence covers these KSBs in my standard. At the beginning, you may be a little bit unsure at this stage as to how you go in and tick and being confident in that bit of evidence covers these points. Give it a go. It's your assessor who will make the final decision as to whether that assessment criteria has been covered or not. So you may cover additional points which haven't been covered. Your assessor can untick those. You may miss certain KSBs out, which your assessor may feel that you have covered, and they can add those ticks to it. But I would recommend getting comfortable with this and trying it out. So select Set Criteria. It shows you've got options for KSBs here. So in the knowledge, this would cover understanding data management. And for the skills, this example task would cover organising and prioritising work and collating and analysing data, and the skill decision making. Once you've ticked your KSBs, you can click Save to add them. You can also note that you see in this view any evidence you've already got against these KSBs and your progress. So if you've got files already, they'll show here. Once you click Save, it adds it, and if you select back, it takes you to the previous view and the list is there. So what you're seeing here is this evidence I'm uploading covers these KSBs in the standard. The next box is looking for you to add your evidence. So there's two ways to add evidence. You can type your evidence directly into Onefile. So this is a reflective statement. You could enter your story of the time you've completed that task directly into Onefile in this box here. Alternatively, you can select Add Attachment and upload a file. So you may have written up in a Word document, you'd select that, you'd select Files, select the file, pick Choose, and it will upload it. You can then go back to Assessment and you'll see that that file has been uploaded and attached. You can upload multiple files. If you are uploading multiple files, make sure it's on the same task. If it's a different task, then upload it as a separate assessment. You don't want to upload different tasks as the one assessment because it groups them all together and you can't split them out later on. The next section is the comments box. So on here, any notes about your assessment, anything you're unsure about or anything you want to communicate to your assessor when they're reviewing this, enter it into here. And the next section, you've got the timesheet. So document the time you've spent working on this assessment. If you've spent 2 hours, enter in 120 minutes. Make a note though that it is in minutes, so if you're doing it in hours, translate it across to 2 minutes. And you've got the off the job box here, so tick that, and that means this time will be added to your off the job tracker. It'll feed through in Onefile to that timesheet, so you've logged that as time spent on your apprenticeship. The final box is the declaration and signatures. So that's what it looks like here. For you, it's the learner section that will be highlighted in yellow. And what you do is you tick signed on completion and then select save and quit, and that would send your assessment to your assessor. If you don't want to send it to your assessor yet because you want to add something to it, if you don't tick this box and then click save and quit, it won't send it, and you can click back on your assessment button on your homepage in Onefile. The assessment will still be there, and once you've completed it, once you're ready to send it to your assessor, then you can tick that box, select save and quit, and that will send it on. Your assessor will review your evidence and provide you with feedback. There's only 2 types of feedback really. Either the evidence meets the standard of the framework and it is successfully added to your portfolio, in which case you'll get feedback explaining that to you. The other type of feedback is that it's not yet ready to be added to your portfolio of evidence, and the reasons for that will be outlined in your feedback. You'll receive that in a message on Onefile, and also the assessment will reappear on your assessment list. All you have to do is select on that assessment list, make the changes that's suggested, and then you can send that assessment back to your assessor without having to re-upload it again. It's not recommended that you re-upload the evidence separately once you've made the corrections. Go back to the feedback that's been sent back to Onefile and upload it there.